You know what's weird? Sometimes the thing we want the most, love, closeness, connection, is the very thing we push away. We meet someone kind, someone who listens, who genuinely cares. And instead of leaning in, we start pulling away. Picking fights, overthinking texts, making up stories in our head about why it's too good to be true. Sounds familiar? Yeah, me too. Been there. More times than I'd like to admit. Today, I want to talk about something we don't always see clearly while we're in the thick of it. How we self-sabotage our relationships, and how to stop before we burn down something beautiful. Let me start by saying this. You're not broken. If you've sabotaged something good before, it doesn't mean you're unlovable or incapable of change. Often, this stuff starts early. Maybe we grew up with love that felt unpredictable. Maybe being vulnerable meant getting hurt. So our brain, being the overprotective drama queen that it is, starts building walls. It learns to associate closeness with danger. So now, as adults, even when someone shows up with good intentions, we might start to think, they're going to leave anyway. What if they see the real me and run? I don't deserve this kind of love. And before we know it, we're ghosting, stonewalling, or starting fights over how they liked someone's photo on Instagram. Yes, this happens. A friend of mine, let's call her Asha, met this amazing guy. Sweet, attentive, loved dogs and had decent grammar. But after 3 weeks of texting bliss, he didn't reply for one day. One day. She spiraled. He's losing interest. He's playing games. He's probably back with his ex. By the time he messaged, sorry, had a crazy work day, she'd already emotionally shut down. The next week was a tug of war. And eventually, she ended it. Not because he did something wrong, but because her own fear had taken the wheel. That, my friend, is self-sabotage. What does it actually look like? It can show up in all kinds of sneaky ways. You keep testing your partner, seeing if they'll prove their love. You avoid deep conversations because it feels too risky. You pick fights when things feel too peaceful, like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You fall for people who are emotionally unavailable so you never really have to open up. It's like your subconscious says, hey, let's make sure this doesn't work out so I don't get hurt. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. From a spiritual perspective, every relationship is a mirror. It reflects back the parts of us that are still healing, still tender. So when you find yourself acting out or pulling away, it's often your inner child saying, please don't leave me. Please see me. Please love me, even when I'm messy. That awareness? That's the start of healing. Let's keep it real. It doesn't happen overnight. But here are some honest, doable steps. 1. Name it when it happens. When you feel the urge to push someone away, pause. Ask yourself, is this reaction about them? Or is it about something unresolved in me? 2. Be honest with your partner. You don't need a TED Talk. A simple, sometimes I pull away when I'm scared, can open the door to real connection. 3. Watch your inner dialogue. That voice that says, they're going to leave? Thank it for trying to protect you, but don't let it run the show. 4. Practice staying. When your instinct is to run, try sitting with the discomfort. Breathe. Let the fear pass without acting on it. 5. Get support. Therapy. Journaling. Meditation. Conversations with people who get it. Healing doesn't happen in isolation. Let me be vulnerable for a second. I used to think love had to be dramatic. Roller coaster emotions, intensity, high stakes. But what I really needed was calm, consistent love that didn't set off my alarms. The first time I experienced it, I tried to ruin it. It felt boring. Too safe. But it wasn't boring. It was just healthy. Learning to accept that peace can be passionate in its own way, that was growth. If you've been sabotaging love, know this. You're not your past. You're not your patterns. You're a soul in progress, just like the rest of us. And real love? It's not supposed to feel like a war zone. You can unlearn the chaos. You can learn to trust. And most importantly, you can learn to stay, even when it's scary. If this spoke to something deep in you, subscribe to D-Life Logic. Let's figure out this wild thing called life together. One story, one truth, one breakthrough at a time. Until next time, stay kind, especially to yourself.